Hello there and welcome to today's video. You know, keeping our homes clean has always been important, but as we get older, it becomes even more crucial for our health and well-being. I'm delighted you've joined me today as we talk about something that affects all of us in our golden years, maintaining a truly hygienic household. After 6 decades of life experience, you've likely developed your own cleaning routines. But have you ever wondered if you're missing something important? As we age, our immune systems naturally become less robust, making us more susceptible to illnesses that might be hiding in overlooked areas of our homes. I remember when my own mother turned 70, she'd always kept an immaculate house, but suddenly found herself feeling overwhelmed by certain cleaning tasks. Together, we discovered some simple adjustments that made maintaining her home both easier and more effective. Today, I'll share 10 essential hygiene practices specifically designed for those of us with a bit more life wisdom. These aren't complicated or expensive changes. They're practical, sensible approaches that will help keep you healthy, comfortable, and independent in your beloved home. So get comfortable, perhaps with a cup of tea, and let's talk about creating a cleaner, safer living environment together. Let's think about this together. As we get older, our bodies change, and so do our cleaning needs and capabilities. The first essential thing I always recommend is establishing a manageable cleaning schedule. Gone are the days when we might deep clean the entire house in a single weekend. Breaking tasks into smaller, more manageable portions not only makes cleaning less physically taxing, but ensures nothing important gets overlooked. Consider creating a simple weekly rotation, perhaps bathrooms on Monday, dusting on Tuesday, vacuuming on Wednesday. The beauty of this approach is that you're never overwhelmed with too much to do at once. I've found that dedicating just 20 to 30 minutes each day to focused cleaning is far more sustainable than exhausting yourself with marathon cleaning sessions that might leave you sore for days afterward. Now, speaking of bathrooms, they deserve special attention in our homes. The warm, moist environment makes them perfect breeding grounds for bacteria, mold, and mildew, which can be particularly problematic for our aging immune systems. Let me share something that transformed my own bathroom cleaning routine: keeping a squeegee in the shower. After each use, simply run it down the walls and glass door to remove excess moisture. This simple 1-minute habit prevents 90% of mold and soap scum buildup. For those of us with arthritis or limited mobility, look for cleaning tools with extendable handles. They're absolutely wonderful for reaching high shelves or low baseboards without straining. I discovered these after my hip replacement, and they've been a game changer. There's no reason we should put our bodies at risk trying to clean difficult-to-reach areas. Another critical area that often gets overlooked is our kitchen. Did you know that kitchen sponges and dishcloths can harbor more germs than any other place in your home? It's true. These items are warm, moist, and contain food particles, the perfect environment for bacteria to thrive. I recommend replacing dishcloths every other day and microwaving damp sponges for 2 minutes to sanitize them. Better yet, use disposable cleaning wipes for food preparation areas. Your refrigerator deserves regular attention too. I find it helpful to set aside 15 minutes before my weekly grocery trip to quickly check for expired items and wipe down shelves. Food spoils more quickly than we sometimes realize, and preventing cross-contamination becomes increasingly important as our immune systems become more vulnerable. Let's talk about something many of us don't consider enough: our air quality. As we age, respiratory issues often become more pronounced, making clean air essential to our well-being. Changing air filters regularly isn't just about heating and cooling efficiency, it's about what we're breathing every day. I recommend setting a recurring reminder on your calendar or smartphone for this task, as it's easy to forget but critically important. Beyond filters, consider introducing air-purifying houseplants into your living spaces. Plants like peace lilies and spider plants not only add beauty to your home, but actively filter toxins from the air. My friend Martha, who has mild COPD, noticed a significant improvement in her breathing after introducing several houseplants throughout her apartment. Just be sure to dust the leaves occasionally so they can do their job effectively. Speaking of dust, it accumulates much faster than most of us realize, especially on electronics, ceiling fans, and in those tucked-away corners. Dust isn't just unsightly. It contains allergens like pet dander, pollen, and even dust mites that can aggravate respiratory conditions and allergies. I found that microfiber dusting tools work wonders, as they actually trap dust rather than just moving it around. They're also washable and reusable, making them economical. For those hard-to-reach places like ceiling fans or high shelves, there are wonderful dusting tools with extendable handles specifically designed for seniors. No more climbing on unsteady chairs or stools. I learned this lesson the hard way after a minor fall that could have been much worse. Remember, keeping our homes clean should never come at the expense of our safety. Let's move on to another critical area of home hygiene, our laundry habits. As we age, our skin becomes more sensitive and susceptible to irritation. Washing bed sheets, pillowcases, and towels weekly in hot water isn't just about cleanliness, it's about preventing skin issues and respiratory problems too. I've found that adding a quarter cup of white vinegar to the rinse cycle works wonders for removing detergent residue that might irritate sensitive skin. Your mattress deserves attention as well. Did you know that, over time, mattresses can accumulate quite a bit of weight from skin cells, dust mites, and their droppings? It sounds unpleasant, but it's a natural process we can manage. Every 3 months, give your mattress a thorough vacuuming with an upholstery attachment, then sprinkle baking soda across the surface. Let it sit for a few hours, and vacuum again. Your sleep quality might just improve dramatically. Hand hygiene becomes increasingly important in our later years. I've placed small bottles of hand sanitizer throughout my home, by the front door, in the kitchen, and near the bathroom. This simple strategy helps me remember to sanitize regularly, especially after returning from public places where germs are abundant. For those of us who find our skin becoming drier with age, look for sanitizers with added moisturizers, or keep hand cream nearby. Something many of us overlook is the cleanliness of our electronic devices. Think about how often you handle your phone, remote controls, or computer keyboard. These items can harbor more bacteria than a toilet seat. I keep a small container of electronic-safe disinfecting wipes near my favorite chair and make a habit of wiping down these high-touch items weekly. My grandchildren always laugh at my phone cleaning ritual, but I notice they've started doing it themselves now. Speaking of high-touch surfaces, doorknobs, light switches, and cabinet handles deserve special attention. These areas are touched multiple times daily, yet rarely make it into our regular cleaning routines. A quick wipe with a disinfectant every few days can significantly reduce the spread of germs throughout your home. I find it helpful to do a quick sweep of these surfaces whenever I have a few spare minutes, perhaps while waiting for the kettle to boil. For those of us with pets, they bring tremendous joy but also additional hygiene considerations. Regular brushing of your furry companions, ideally outdoors, can dramatically reduce the amount of hair and dander in your home. Washing pet bedding weekly and keeping their feeding areas clean helps prevent pest infestations and bacterial growth. My cat Millie's food and water bowls get washed daily with hot, soapy water, just as I would with my own dishes. Proper medication storage and disposal is another aspect of household hygiene we don't often discuss. Expired or unused medications shouldn't remain in medicine cabinets indefinitely. Many pharmacies offer take-back programs, or you can ask your pharmacist about proper disposal methods. I keep a small container where I place medications ready for disposal, then take them to my pharmacy quarterly. This prevents medication mix-ups and keeps potentially dangerous substances safely managed. Humidity levels in our homes affect both our comfort and our health. Too much moisture creates perfect conditions for mold and mildew, while too little can irritate our respiratory systems and skin. I've found that keeping humidity between 40–60% is ideal. In damper areas like bathrooms or basements, a dehumidifier can work wonders. Conversely, during dry winter months, a humidifier in the bedroom can prevent those uncomfortable dry sinuses and cracked skin we often experience. Maintaining cleanliness in often overlooked places makes a tremendous difference in overall home hygiene. Take curtains and blinds, for instance. They collect surprising amounts of dust and allergens, yet rarely make it into regular cleaning schedules. I've marked my calendar to vacuum curtains and wipe down blinds seasonally. The first time I did this after neglecting them for years, I was amazed at how much brighter the room felt and how much better I could breathe. Let's not forget about our personal care items. Toothbrushes should be replaced every 3 months, sooner if you've been ill. Makeup and skincare products have expiration dates too, though they're often in tiny print or missing entirely. As a general rule, mascara should be replaced every 3 months, liquid foundations every year, and powders every 2 years. Using expired products can introduce bacteria to sensitive areas like your eyes or face. I now keep a small label maker in my bathroom to mark purchase dates on products, a simple system that prevents using items past their prime. Let's talk about something many of us contend with: managing household clutter. As we've lived full lives, we've accumulated treasures, keepsakes, and sometimes just plain stuff. But excess clutter isn't just unsightly. It can create genuine hygiene concerns by harboring dust, making cleaning more difficult, and even creating fall hazards. I've adopted what I call the one-in, one-out rule. Whenever I bring something new into my home, something else must go. This simple practice has transformed not only how clean my home stays, but how much lighter I feel moving through my spaces. Food safety becomes increasingly important as we age. Our digestive systems aren't quite as robust as they once were, making foodborne illness more dangerous for us. I've reorganized my refrigerator to prevent cross-contamination raw meats, always on the bottom shelf, where they can't drip onto other foods, and leftovers clearly labeled with dates. A simple dry erase marker works wonderfully for this. I also keep my refrigerator temperature at or below 40-degree pause, and my freezer at 0-degree pause, checking them monthly with an inexpensive appliance thermometer. Speaking of appliances, they need regular maintenance to function properly and remain hygienic. Your dishwasher, which you count on to sanitize your dishes, needs occasional cleaning itself. Once monthly, I run mine empty with a cup of white vinegar in a dishwasher-safe container on the top rack. This removes mineral buildup and food residue that can harbor bacteria. The washing machine deserves similar attention. Running an empty hot water cycle with vinegar prevents mold and mildew from developing in its dark, damp interior. Many of us have basements, attics, or storage areas that we don't think about in terms of hygiene. But these spaces can significantly impact our living environment, especially if they contain mold or mildew that can spread to living areas. I check my basement quarterly, looking for signs of moisture or pest activity. Keeping stored items in sealed plastic containers rather than cardboard boxes prevents them from becoming homes for unwelcome visitors, both the insect and rodent varieties. Our entranceways deserve special attention as they're where outside contaminants first enter our homes. I've created what my grandchildren call a de-germing station near my front door. A small table with hand sanitizer, a basket for shoes and hooks for bags and coats. By removing shoes at the door, you prevent tracking in pesticides, lead dust, and all manner of bacteria from public spaces. It's such a simple habit that dramatically reduces the amount of contaminants entering your living space. Window tracks and sills often become repositories for dust, dead insects, and mold spores. I clean mine seasonally using an old toothbrush dipped in a mixture of warm water and dish soap, followed by a thorough wipe down. Clean windows not only let in more mood-boosting natural light, but prevent allergens from accumulating and potentially causing respiratory issues. Let's discuss something many of us find challenging: maintaining cleanliness when mobility becomes limited. I've found that adaptive tools make all the difference. Long-handled dusters, shower brushes with extended handles, and grabber tools help maintain independence while keeping our homes clean. There's no shame in adapting our cleaning methods as our bodies change. In fact, I find it empowering to discover new ways to maintain my household standards despite physical limitations. Cleaning supplies themselves can present hazards if not properly managed. As our sense of smell diminishes with age, we might not notice chemical fumes as readily, yet our lungs remain just as vulnerable to irritation. I've gradually switched to simpler, less toxic cleaning solutions. Vinegar, baking soda, and lemon work wonders for most cleaning tasks. I clearly label all cleaning products and store them away from food items, medications, and each other, as some cleaning chemicals can create dangerous reactions when mixed. Seasonal changes bring different hygiene challenges. In autumn, I check that exterior doors and windows seal properly to prevent drafts that bring in dust and allergens. Before winter, I have my heating system professionally serviced to ensure clean air circulation. Spring calls for attention to window screens that will keep insects out while allowing fresh air in. Each season offers an opportunity to focus on different aspects of home hygiene that contribute to our overall well-being. And finally, don't forget about regular maintenance of items we rarely think about: dryer vents, garbage disposals, and even our vacuum cleaners. Clogged dryer vents not only reduce efficiency, but can create fire hazards. Running ice cubes through your garbage disposal keeps blades sharp and helps remove built-up residue. And that vacuum you count on to clean your floors? Its filters and collection chamber need regular cleaning to function effectively. I mark these maintenance tasks on my calendar to ensure they're not forgotten. Now, let's talk about something we often overlook, but can have a significant impact on our well-being: proper ventilation. As we age, our respiratory systems become more sensitive, making good air quality absolutely essential. I've installed small window fans in my kitchen and bathroom that I run for about 15 minutes after cooking or showering. This simple habit prevents moisture buildup and removes cooking odors that might otherwise linger and contribute to poor air quality. Speaking of moisture control, let's address one of the most challenging areas in our homes: the bathroom. Mold and mildew love warm, damp environments, and they can trigger allergies and respiratory issues that become more problematic as we age. I keep a small squeegee in my shower and spend just 30 seconds wiping down the walls after each use. This simple habit has virtually eliminated the mold that used to build up in the grout lines. For those of us with arthritis or mobility issues, there are squeegees with extendable handles that make this task much easier on our joints. Another area where moisture can cause problems is under the kitchen sink. I place a small moisture absorber there and check it monthly. Those small calcium chloride containers are inexpensive and work wonders in capturing excess humidity before it can create mold or musty odors. Just be sure to keep them away from curious grandchildren or pets. Let's not forget about our refrigerators. They need regular attention too. I've established a simple routine of checking my refrigerator the night before garbage collection day. This timing ensures that anything I discard doesn't sit in my trash can for long. I take everything out shelf by shelf, wipe down surfaces with a mixture of water and a bit of vinegar, and check expiration dates as I return items. This 20-minute investment prevents cross-contamination and eliminates those mystery containers that somehow hide in the back until they're unrecognizable. Now here's something many of us don't consider often enough: our mattresses. We spend roughly a third of our lives sleeping, yet we rarely clean where we sleep. Every 3 months, when I rotate my mattress, I give it a thorough vacuuming with the upholstery attachment. Then I sprinkle baking soda over the surface, let it sit for a couple of hours, and vacuum again. This removes dust mites, skin cells, and other allergens that accumulate over time. Since implementing this routine, I've noticed fewer allergy symptoms and better sleep quality. Many of us have accumulated treasures over our lifetimes, but excess clutter doesn't just make cleaning more difficult. It can harbor dust and create fall hazards. I've adopted what I call the one-in, one-out policy. For every new item that comes into my home, something must leave. This doesn't mean parting with cherished mementos, but rather being mindful about what we truly need and use. My friend Martha takes a photo of sentimental items before donating them, allowing her to preserve the memory while freeing up physical space. Let's talk about something we touch constantly but rarely clean: our electronic devices. Cell phones, remote controls, and computer keyboards can harbor more bacteria than a toilet seat. I keep a small container of electronic-safe disinfecting wipes in my living room and make a habit of wiping these items weekly. My grandchildren laugh at what they call my phone cleaning ritual, but I've noticed they've started doing it themselves. Medicine management is another crucial aspect of household hygiene. Expired medications can lose effectiveness or even become harmful. I dedicate 15 minutes every season to check expiration dates and properly dispose of outdated prescriptions. Many pharmacies offer take-back programs, or you can mix unwanted medications with coffee grounds or cat litter before disposing of them in the trash. I also use a pill organizer with large compartments that makes medication management easier on my arthritic fingers, while ensuring I take the right medications at the right times. For those of us with pets, they bring immense joy, but also additional hygiene considerations. I wash my cat Jasper's food and water bowls daily with hot, soapy water, just as I would with my own dishes. His bedding gets washed weekly, and I found that keeping a dedicated lint roller near my favorite chair helps collect fur before it spreads throughout the house. For those with mobility issues, there are wonderful extended-reach grooming tools that allow you to brush your pet without bending or straining. Finally, let's acknowledge that maintaining household hygiene shouldn't come at the expense of our well-being. If certain tasks become too difficult, don't hesitate to adapt or seek help. I've rearranged my cleaning schedule to tackle one small area each day, rather than exhausting myself with marathon cleaning sessions. And I've found that hiring help for more physically demanding tasks, like seasonal deep cleaning or window washing, is a worthwhile investment in both my home and my health. You know, as we wrap up our conversation today about keeping our homes clean and healthy, I want you to remember something important. Maintaining good household hygiene isn't just about having a tidy space. It's truly about creating an environment where we can thrive in these wonderful golden years. The practices we've discussed aren't complicated or expensive. They're simple adjustments to routines many of us have followed for decades. Whether it's being more mindful of high-touch surfaces, giving special attention to those often overlooked spaces, or finding ways to make cleaning more manageable as our bodies change, each small habit contributes to our overall well-being. I hope you found some ideas worth implementing in your own home. Perhaps you'll start with just one or two changes that seem most relevant to your situation. Remember, this isn't about achieving perfection. It's about making reasonable improvements that help keep us healthy, comfortable, and independent. I've found that taking care of my home helps me feel more in control of my life, especially as other things may seem less predictable. There's something deeply satisfying about maintaining our personal spaces with intention and care. After all, our homes have witnessed our lives' most precious moments. They deserve our attention, and so do we. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Until next time, take good care of yourself and your home.